Hi, my name is Molly Tipping, and I am a Feldenkrais practitioner working in Perth, Western Australia. And today I just wanted to give you my favourite little parasympathetic or vagus nerve kind of soothing self-touch practices that I like to use as a quick little reset if I need one, or to build into my daily practice, either in the morning or the evening. You can also use these little practices if you're at work or you're at a party or a gathering and you feel like you just need a little bit of soothing in that space. You might want to take yourself a little bit away for a moment, do the practices, and then come back. So the very first and the most favorite of my practices is making your fingers into a V and then placing those fingers the front and the back of your ears, and you go down your neck toward your throat. So you can go to the front and the back of each ear and just really gently, really slowly sliding down, as gentle or as firm as you would like. Now, you might prefer just to actually go up and down and just kind of hang around that ear. But ultimately, we're sort of just tracing some of the nerve pathways of the vagus nerve from around our ears all the way down to our throat. And you might find that as you're doing this, you notice a change in your breath. It's like, oh, immediately we start signaling to the actual brain that we're activating that vagal pathway, and then that sends out a message to change the breath to match that. You might also notice some saliva coming into your mouth. That is also a really good sign that the vagus nerve is being stimulated. So again, you can just do this a few times, just very gently, finding the areas around that kind of pathway that feel really good. Feeling your breath, feeling your muscle tension, feeling your mood slowly changing as you do that self-touch practice. The next one that I like to add in, if that feels like you want to do a little bit more, is to come to the base of your neck. And we're looking for the tongue, okay? So we're going to find that the tongue is at the base of the jaw here, and it's a kind of firm, squishy, muscular part of our body. Now there's a little bone here called the hyoid bone. Your tongue attaches to this bone, so it goes really low in your neck. Often you won't realize your tongue is that low. And we're just going to come to sort of either side of the tongue, and we've got nice soft fat fingers, and I'm just very gently sliding and moving my tongue a little bit from one side to the other. I'm not stretching or even thinking about massaging my tongue. I'm simply gently just sweeping the tongue a little bit from one side to the other. And I'm going to different parts of the tongue, so a bit further in the jaw, a little bit lower down in my neck. And what you might notice is that you feel your saliva glands actually start to activate. So anytime your saliva glands are activating, you know that you are actually connecting to your parasympathetic and vagus nerve pathways. Just really gently, slowly, soft fat fingers, feeling the jaw might release, the neck might release, other parts of your belly and breath might change. And that's the second one that I like to do in the kind of series. If I feel like I need more than just that little V ear practice, then I add in the neck, the throat, the tongue. Now, the third one that I add to that is with my eyes. So again, we've got lots of little nerves that come in to innervate around the eyes, around the ears, the tongue, through the throat. All of these are these vagal nerve endings, part of that big parasympathetic nerve branch. And we're going to support the experience of the brain receiving touch to help calm down the nervous system. So you're going to take those big fat fingers again, and this time we're going to gently place 3 fat fingers around our eyes. You might have seen a video where I'm actually focusing more specifically on this activity. But even just taking your hands here, you can just take actually the whole of your hands to rest on your face. And we're just going to let those fat, soft fingers just settle onto the eyes. You might notice your eyes are darting a little bit. You might notice the muscles of your neck start to relax, your jaw and your tongue also relax. Again, if you're getting that change in breath or you feel the saliva building in your mouth, you know that you are connecting with that parasympathetic branch. And you might really enjoy this and want to hang out here a little bit. Just letting the fingers rest there. We're not doing anything in particular. We're just feeling that softness, just giving a little bit of information to those muscles to relax. Each of these practices you can do just for 30 seconds or so, or you might find that a little bit longer, a few minutes, is actually going to be something that is more beneficial and meaningful for your nervous system. So just a little fat finger rest upon the eyeballs, and then I feel, the muscles of my eyes are more relaxed, my eyes have settled back in the sockets, and I actually feel like I can see the space around me with just more softness and more kind of welcoming of what I'm seeing in the environment. We're going to add a sort of secondary piece to that. Again, there's lots of lessons that are like this, but we're going to actually take our whole hands this time and we're going to cup. We're going to kind of fold over really gently the eyes. And what we're doing here is we're making the space really dark. When it is dark, our eyes, the muscles of our eyes and eyelids, they get to relax, and we'll feel our eye sockets settling back a little bit more, the muscles giving up their work of searching our environment. You might find that the muscles again of the neck, the jaw, the tongue, the shoulders, your breath change simply by having your warm, soft hands cupping over your eyes. If you find doing this sitting is not as comfortable, by all means, these can be done lying down, and you'll find particularly here your eyes can really settle back with the weight of gravity. But again, this soft, gentle cupping, resting over the eyes like a big fat pair of new eyelids. I'm not touching my eyes, I'm not pressing into my cheekbones or my forehead, I'm just softly, gently covering up and closing off the light. And I'm just allowing my nervous system to slow down, not take in all the information in my environment. It allows my brain to quieten and that parasympathetic branch to become much more present and active. And again, I just slip my hands away. I might take a moment with my eyes closed, but just really seeing all of that beautiful bright light that's coming now onto my eyelids. Seeing if I can keep my eyes nice and soft. And then I might gently just open them back up again. And again, I'm just seeing, can I feel that softness in my eyes? Can I feel how I look around the room now? Maybe I've come out of that kind of really narrow, fixated kind of use of my eyes, or the darting kind of use of my eyes, which is much more that vigilant, sympathetic state. Now, the final one that I'm going to show you is just basically an extension of the first activity. So we're going from that V, but we're going to go right to the back of the neck, and we're going to trace the whole of the vagus nerve. So just feeling at the base of your skull, this is where that nerve, it's called the 10th cranial nerve, or that vagus nerve, is coming out, and it's going to slide its way down to your ears, and then down to your throat, and then down to that thymus. And you might just hang out here for a little bit, soft, fat hands, just kind of resting. Or you might even do just a few little gentle circles. We're just taking that time just to linger. I'll move more quickly than you might like to, but we're just going to basically trace that vagus nerve down to the heart. We might hang out a little bit on the heart, around the lungs. Just getting a sense of all of the areas of your chest that your vagus nerve is innervating, which is all through your heart and lungs. And then we might come down to the diaphragm. I like to sort of hang around the diaphragm, give my hands a little bit of a purchase either side. And I'm just going to very gently, just again, that sort of side to side movement we did with the tongue. I'm not massaging, I'm not forcing, I'm just very gently sliding those low ribs, moving that diaphragm a little bit from side to side. Again, I'll feel my breath change. I might feel my shoulders relax or my eyes get softer. It's all connected. And feel that little shift. And then I might come to the digestive system and I'm going to do some big circles around, feeling all of those digestive organs. There's obviously the second brain, the enteric nervous system's in here as well, but that parasympathetic branch, that vagus nerve, extends all the way down, go right down to your pubic bone, right down to your pelvic floor. And just take a few moments with your hands resting right at the base of your torso. So you can lay those, you can kind of do all 5 of them in a little kind of morning, evening practice, or you might just choose one of them. You go, oh, that was my favorite, I really liked that. So these are just some little quick self-touch practices that I really like myself and that I give to my clients and students. And often they'll find, particularly as they start one of those, they go, oh my goodness, my nervous system is changing really, really quickly. I hope this is really helpful and useful, and I look forward to seeing you again at some point. Bye.